doing business in Africa. You can't afford to be without Africa Investor.
I'm now going to move to Obaid, who's also going to be sharing some views from the Moroccan Sovereign Fund. The floor is yours, Obaid.
Thank you very much. I'm really happy to be with you here. I don't have the opportunity to be with you last week, but just to say perhaps I will take much more than some minutes, more than the 5 that you have dedicated, to say that in our opinion, to spoke about two aspects. First one, what Morocco has put in place as a first response to the COVID crisis. And the second point will be what we think as a sovereign fund we can give our contribution in the long and medium term. First of all, I want just to share some preliminary remark to say that the impact is not yet completely known. I think that in the less developed country, with poor health infrastructure and the importance of informal economy, the impacts will be much higher than we expect and what we see in developing country. And in this way, we should keep open-minded and flexible, looking to concrete and looking for concrete and impactful measures, and avoid any emotional overreaction that we can see here and there. So, first point: what do the Moroccan government does in the first steps? Early health and economic measures. Morocco chose to take early measures to fight the pandemic before its spread become unmanageable. Confinement has been made mandatory only 3 weeks after the appearance of the first contaminated persons. The following economic measures have been taken. First, rescheduling the declaration of payments and taxes and social contribution for the companies. The instauration of salary compensation for people that suffered from job losses, and it's something that was new in Morocco. Installing a dedicated bank guarantee scheme called Oxygen to help impacted companies to have ease in access to credit, and the installation of delay of debt installment by bank for affected businesses. In addition to that, Morocco has embarked in a challenge to domestically secure some goods required to cope with the pandemic. The Ministry of Industry has initiated a shift of some member industries and manufacturing to produce protective faces, masks, and respiratory machines. And so far, Morocco is able to produce no less than 5 million masks per day. For the governance, the Moroccan government has installed an ad hoc vigilance committee that is dealing with any news aspects that are related to the crisis. In this dynamic, His Majesty the King has initiated the creation of a special and dedicated fund that we deal with the COP29, and this initiative is a great example of cooperation and coordination between different actors of the economy. This fund has reached $3.3 billion so far, and it is used to help all the impact that the COVID has impacted the Moroccan economy. So measures are still on the way, and what we think from our side, and I come to the second point of my intervention, which is what is our understanding of the issue as a sovereign wealth fund related to COVID-19. The pandemic crisis is of a different nature. It is first probably will be deeper and longer than than the previous one in 28, and many economic shocks are or will take place. First of all, I'm speaking about the case of Morocco, which is a country that is related to international demand from import. We are seeing also a decline in the domestic demand with the shut and the disruptions of the supply chain causing a decrease in supply also. Last and not least, a decrease in hard currency sources due to short of commodity, tourism, and remittance, and foreign development, foreign direct investment. All the productive sectors will be impacted with a high risk of collapse. Hence, the need to have a coordinated, comprehensive, and a targeted response to support the continent's economies is one of the major aspects that we should concentrate in. It is for sure that a new world is emerging, and that will reshape the global value chain, as we have heard earlier. We will experience also change in priorities also with government and consumers. Opportunities to launch and revive some essential industries became more and more important, like healthcare, agriculture, activities that can outsource foreign currency, need to reinforce and develop the health infrastructure, but also the competitiveness and the resilience of the economy, to reduce the dependency and to develop more integrated and local consumption supported industry, and to rethink about some sectors that perhaps will change forever. Fiscal resources and international aids will not be sufficient to address all these needs from our understanding. That's why we need to think about an alternative ways to mobilize resources, and especially from abroad and private sector more efficiently. We heard about the foreign investment and the investment money that can be available, but we heard also about the fact that developing markets has lose a lot of money. We need to approach fund providers in a more professional manner and structured manner. I think that it is time to improve our way of dealing with that. The quality and the quality of projects that should be prepared should be improved dramatically with a very good quality risk profile, and also having economic and social impact to improve their acceptance. So we think that sovereign wealth funds and especially developing investment ones are needed today more than ever. Sovereign wealth funds may have and should have a key role to help their economies cope with the situation on the long term. Besides the urgent medical and humanitarian needs, the government should think and work on a long-term objective to avoid or prepare for such crisis. Their role is essential in medium to long term. We here in Morocco, we don't think that we have a major role to play in very short times. There are other dedicated bodies that can give the relief to the affected companies, but we think that we should readapt our strategies and readapt our goals to be in line with the new shape that the world will be after the COVID. For that, we see that there are 2 or 3 stages. 3 to 9 months urgent needs. This is what we have talked about. For 8 months effort toward priority and strategic sector, like providing capital to sector and companies that are viable in order to help them overcome turbulence. Distinction has to be made between viable companies that are facing difficulty that is due to COVID-19 and companies that have a non-viable business model. And for more long-term, which means 2 to 5 years, long-term and strategic thinking to rebuild more resilient and sustainable economy, looking to improve infrastructure, job creation, and foreign currency. That's why ITMAR has initiated 10 years of discussion and initiative with partners and be to understand and anticipate what could be coordinated actions to attract foreign development institutions from DFIs and international investors. So as a closing remark, just to say that cooperation between African institutions in general and sovereign wealth funds in particular is urgent now more than ever. We have always been a strong advocate of such cooperation through continuous dialogue with several institutions taking part in this very webinar, such as our strategic partnership with NSI and my dear friend Uchi, who is not with us today, and with the respectively, and a Pan-African initiative sponsored by the World Bank and ourselves followed the Green Growth Infrastructure Facility. We believe that we should take our dialogue on a common objective to the next level in a structured initiative to put together our agenda, help our respective countries, but also help each other. We will be more than happy to share with each one of you in the future what we have been doing with the World Bank since the last meeting we organized with Abu Dhabi Investment Authority in Abu Dhabi in last November. And we take this opportunity to thank you again for the honor and also great opportunity and responsibility to give us in leading the Pan-African initiative as proposed by my dear friend Uche. Finally, we have also dialogue with good Hubert, and we will let you know more in the future. And that's all my remarks, and thank you for your attention.
Doing business in Africa, you can't afford to be without Africa Investor.